all seriousness, welcome and happy day. Let's talk a little bit about achievements. Why is this relevant recently? Is because I just celebrated another birthday and I'm huge. I'm a big birthday person. Um, but what most people don't know about me is that every year before a birthday, I freak out. I like have a little crisis. I look at my last year and I'm always like, I didn't do anything, I didn't accomplish anything, or my life isn't where I would like my life to be because I need to do X, Y, and Z. Now, as a Libra, um, also like as an ENFP, as someone who is strategic and likes to win, I accept this trait in me. As one of my best friends always used to say, Connie, you do this every time of the year, like when back to school. And my sister's actually the person who pointed out for me for my birthday, was like, this is what you do. You always like reflect on things and then you are really hard on yourself. But that's because in my mind, I like want to be excelling and exceeding. So a couple of points or things that I want to talk about that. This year was a little different because I think it was like the first year that I actually knew it was going to happen. And usually it happens and then I'm like, oh yeah. But this time it was like I knew it was going to happen. And so when it was happening, I was able to like allow it to just happen. And I was sitting there and I was reflecting like over the year, and it made me realize that my perception of my successes were all wrong, or my perception of what I needed to do in the next year was skewed. And what I was doing was I was comparing this year's goals, and then I was looking at last year's goals, and I had realized that, I've checked off a couple of them, some silly ones that mean nothing to anyone, and then some big ones, and then I saw ones that kind of had started. The number one thing I kept on saying to people were, I have all these goals, but nothing. I've done such great work, and I've healed so much, and I've grown so much, but I didn't feel like I had anything tangible that I could be like, this is what I did, okay? And so it made me realize that my perception of those successes were skewed, and that I was looking at my failures as failures because I had not accomplished them completely, but in the reality of things, I had been doing the preparational work to achieve those things. And so I think this comes back to this idea, this concept that our achievements or our goals, things that we want to accomplish, they require preparation. And you can't always get from point A to point B. And I see that easily sometimes when I talk to my clients or I'm manifesting something and I talk about, the steps like identifying, or then after we identify, we're going to put some stuff into action and then we're going to see that prosper. But the hard part, I think, about it when it's in terms of like a concrete goal is that sometimes you forget that there is a step of like hardship that has to happen in order to accomplish something. So it made me think about how, I think I've said this before. If you want to be a boss, you want to be a leader, you want to be someone big, you want to be that girl or boy or anything you identify in between, then you are going to be given tasks to prepare you for that. And so no boss, no CEO, no leader has been built overnight. And so therefore, when they asked to become courageous, they were tested with things that made them courageous. Or when it comes to being a leader or making financial decisions or executive decisions, that was challenged and that was learned or observed from others what not to do. And so we were going to receive these tests in order to position us in a place to be successful. So that is like one of the things I wanted to think about, was the fact that um, all of my successes and all of the things that I have done that make me me and that I'm proud of, or that I have accomplished, came because I was going through a challenging point in my life. And so when I think and try to eliminate those years, I can't, because then I'm like, well, yeah, I would have learned the lesson maybe another way, or maybe there's a better way to learn the lesson. And maybe that's the thing, is I would really prefer to like go through resistance with ease and grace. But the reality is that I didn't. But those moments made me, they made me more successful. They made me stronger, and they made me me, and they made me more compassionate, loving, and a better therapist. And so I challenge you guys to really reflect on what it is that's going on in your life. And if you have not accomplished something that you have set, is it that you haven't, that you failed, or is it the fact that you are on your way and you are in the process of learning? And something that I had listened to like a while back this year talked about the concept of failing, and like failing fast. So it's not about not failing, because it's going to happen, but the idea is to learn from those failures, to fail quickly, to get back on your toes. And it's more of this concept, right, of like learning versus losing, right? So fail fast, fail forward, learn, and take something with you. And or sometimes just celebrate, like, and look at your challenges as actually the W, like the small win, that is on the journey of the bigger win. And I say this because in order to understand things, or to be compassionate, or even to position myself in places, and I look at these like harder moments, and I realize that those moments were like game changing perspectives. And because I knew what I didn't want, or I knew what didn't feel good, I was pushed into a space where I had to go out and find and seek and create change for the things that I did want. Because I'm not a person who wants to sit in something that doesn't feel right for a really long time. And so when it doesn't feel right, you can continue to like lie to yourself and be like, okay, this is it. Or you can create that space and move forward. And so I just want everyone to think about some of their goals, and to think, are your goals centered around also like your own beliefs? Are they centered around other people and what they think should have happened, or not even your own beliefs, of like beliefs that you thought should have happened by a certain time? Like was it like a realistic goal for your personality? Or are you just giving yourself a blank statement goal? I thought this should have happened by this time and it didn't, and you're holding yourself down for that. And so it's interesting that when I changed my perspective about where I was on my to-do list, I realized again that I too was like in the process of that work. And so this is a kind and friendly reminder that achievements take time, they take preparation, they require challenges, and they aren't going to feel good. So in the time that you are, well, they will feel good sometimes, but not always going to feel good. So when you're in a moment where you might feel stuck and or um, like stuck or like limited, or even a place where you're not happy, take a time to instead of like saying what did I do wrong, maybe say to yourself, what is this moment teaching me, or how is this preparing me for where I'm going? How will this benefit me later? How does this job I do not like moving me forward to create the space or the business that I want? How does this negative interaction with a friend make me see my own worth, and push me forward into like accepting love that I deserve and relationships that are not just friend based but also romantic? How does my feelings of like inadequacy um, actually show me that I am not getting what I need or getting my needs met, or feeling like I'm in my purpose to be performing at my best. So, like, what are these negative symptoms showing you? Because all emotions, all kind of actions, behaviors, but especially in emotions and interactions are telling you something. And so, as you know, move forward into our last 3 months of this year, really come back to yourself and think, you know, what was the L? What was the learned opportunity in what I considered to be a loss? Really, that's it for today. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, know that you can always call me, and we can definitely discuss this, because I think sometimes it's hard to change our perspective when we're especially still in it, and or it's hard to sometimes see these like heavier L's as L's, or even see our daily wins, our daily successes as wins. And I really encourage you to maybe take this week, sorry, I thought I was wrapping it up, to maybe also start your week off or end your day with counting 5 or 10 W's. If you can, in 1 week, say, how did you make a win towards your goal? You're not only changing your perspective, but you're also putting out and exuding positive manifesting energy for creating that bigger goal. So with that being said, I wish you guys all well. Enjoy your evening. Take care. Bye-bye.